Hello everyone, welcome back to another Google Cloud lab session. This is Suresh. So in this lab session, we will look into advanced visualizations with the TensorFlow data validation in the Google Cloud. So without any delay, let me start. So we don't need to wait for 2 hours. I will finish as soon as possible. I will pause the video if needed, and I will complete it as soon as possible. But uh, in this discussion, we are not going to discuss anything about theoretical or technical details. We are only here to execute the tasks provided for us and complete the lab. Let me click on the incognito mode. So at any point in time, if you want to have a glance, either you can download the repository that is provided in this code to your local system and then go through the content, and you can do your own research on next. So interesting. Let me refresh. Okay, understand. Double check whether I have the right student ID. Student 00 BF93. Yeah, looks good to me. 2363. Yeah, 52366. Yeah, this is correct. The reason is like because I had it error message in the when we have to. So you can pause the video and you can go through the overview and the learning objectives here. So this is pretty straightforward. What we are planning to do in this session, set up your lab environment. This is what we just completed. And let me enable all the Vertex AI recommended APIs. So you can use the navigation menu, click on the Vertex AI, the dashboard, you can enable all recommended APIs. And to double cross check, you can see all will get enabled in the notifications. Close the tutorial, select the workbench from the left menu, click on the workbench, select the user management mode. Sometimes if you get enable API, you can get it in this screen. If not, you are good. You can just enable the API. So let me click on create new. So let me just rename this as lab workbench. So select the US port, okay, US East port and US East port A. So let me click on continue. And in the environment, I'm using TensorFlow. You can refer from the left side. TensorFlow 2.11 looks good. The rest all should be fine, I guess. Okay. Here in the machine type, but typically I will use E2 standard code, but in this lab, I'm not sure why they have downgraded it, but I'll use E2 standard code as they mentioned. Yeah. Okay. Now click on continue. I will leave the disk space as is, standard percentage disk with 100 GB and rest of it with the default values. Click on continue, networking, default values, no changes, continue. Uh, IAM and security, continue, and health check looks good. No changes. Click on create. This will take about 2 to 3 minutes uh, to create the lab. Uh, as I mentioned earlier, if you want to see the configuration and all, you can pause the video up there and then you can see what configuration has been done. Okay, so mm, I'm waiting for this step 8 in task 1 to get open. Once that is open, then task 1 will get complete. I'll pause the video to. Yes, it took me about 2 to 3 minutes to create the provision the lab. You can see you can see that I'm pretty that's let me click on the open Jupyter Lab. It will open in a new separate window, separate tab. Once the Jupyter Lab is available, then our task 1 is completed. So we are moving on to task 2. This is the default screen. You can click on the terminal in the task 2 step 1 and copy the Google Cloud clone. You can enter. Now you can see the clone is getting cloned. A training data analyst folder will get created in the left side, and all the documents and files will get downloaded. You can use this command in your local system to download the files and review the files. You can try to execute the script as well, but I'm not sure about your system configuration and how long will it take to get all the packages or the computation will take computation size. So it depends on your missions, between missions. So now all everything is 100% completed. So task 2 is also completed. Now moving on to task 3. So in the task 3, we are going to open a notebook. So in the data training data analyst courses, machine learning, deep dive 2, production ML, labs, TFTV, advanced taxi. For the interest of time, what I will do is like I will also open the solutions. Solutions also provided in this. Now you can see the solutions path. Just a one step behind, and we go to the solutions, and you can see TFTV advanced tax. I am opening that file as well. So from now on, we'll move on to the whole Jupyter lab. We don't need any Google for console over here. Okay. So I'm just closing it. Okay. Now this is where our actual task starts. Now we can go through the learning objectives. What are all the things we are going to do in this lab? So as we mentioned, first what we will do is we'll go to the edit, clear all outputs are get cleared, got cleared. So now here you can pause the video and go through the learning objectives as well as the introduction. What else we need? We'll use the taxi trips dataset. Let me click on this file. See from what is the URL. Taxi trip dataset is available here. You can do some actions, download, export data. Okay, this is the data. You can export as needed. That is a third party site. You can read more about the BigQuery. This is all regular BigQuery URLs. You can Google it and you can go through this. BigQuery UI. This should be available in your console. If I already logged in as a student, getting this. If you're not logged in, then you might have see a different screen. So here you can see Chicago taxi trips dataset over here. BigQuery public data. Yeah, public data was over here. So about AML fairness, okay, what is this? This is the roles responsibility practices. You can go through this responsibility URLs, you can find it. Okay, now coming back to our lab. Solutions notebook, we already opened it. We already have it. So close the terminal. Okay. Now the columns of the data set are, they have some list of columns over here. So let's start installing the libraries. We install the library first. You can see this is going to take some time, and till the uh, kernel status is busy, that is getting installed. Once this get idle, we'll proceed with the next. You can see some of them are requirements already met. Some of them are getting downloaded. You can see some of them. So, yeah, you see a lot of downloading is building wheel successful. Okay, I don't want to get into the January everything. So let me wait until this kernel is busy, and also you can see one step mentioned saying restart kernel and then run the below cell and press it. You can see this kernel took about some 7 seconds. That's fine. Let me click on kernel, kernel, restart, and we'll proceed with the next steps. So let's install all the packages, dependencies, libraries that is needed for TensorFlow data validation. Okay, this got installed. How we can say is like you can see the kernel. Now let's load the files. The file is already available in the data folder, score test and train test. So let me also download the file from Chicago dataset. Google API. Okay. Now everything is getting downloaded. It's done. Then I'm in solutions. Let me go to the labs. The labs, you can see right, some samples. Let's see what is there in samples just for our interest. Let's not get into this. Right. Okay. So now let's check the version of the TDVA. It is 1.6.6. Compute the data statistics from CSV file. So we will use this command. We are, so in my previous video, if you have seen, you have for it. Let me click on that. This is going to create one. This is going to give the more details about how to generate the statistics from CSV. Okay, so there is some descriptions provided. You can go to the descriptions here. Here and Apache Beam. You know what Apache Beam means. So this is the third party. Okay, now let me go to the solutions and copy this code for the training data. This is for training stats. Okay, and training is done. So let's move on to the statistics and basis. Let's visualize it basically. Okay. Now you can see the there is a problem. We should have to see the list of statistics over here. Why this is not getting displayed? Yeah, it can tell me. It's getting displayed. Now back. Okay, there is, you can see the number of features, some information about it. There are about 15 numeric features and 3 categorical features. And you can see the missing values and all other important information that we might need. The count missing mean standard deviation zeros. So you can see about start with we have a lot of zeros, and zeros, 4%, trip miles, 7%. So we get statistics over here. Let's import the schema. Now in schema variable, we wanted to display statistics as train statistics. Now you can see all the, let me take one and now two. There is a feature name and it is type and it is whether it is required or optional and valency and the domain tag to it. So, and in this folder, uh, there is a lot of domains. There are some list of domains. We will see whether how to evaluate. Again, you can go through this. So here we are going to evaluate the statics for the evaluation data and visualize the statistics for the training set and evaluation set. So here we will see two different sets. One is left hand side name or right hand side statistics and its name. So let's see how the evaluation data comes. Here you can see for the same set of features, we can see the count between the evaluation data and the training data. So training data have more data as per required as needed. I think 50% is evaluation, 50% of training data. So out of 15%, 33% is given for the evaluation data. Sorry, out of 15,000 records. Okay, now you can go through the statistics as needed. Okay, now let's check for evaluation anomalies. If you have any question about TFTV anomalies, how do we validate statistics and all? The best process, okay, I just executed this first step. You can see anomaly description payment type has some information, long description, and the company name and unexpected string values like something like that. Okay. Now let me tell you one thing. Here is right. So in TensorFlow, you can get all the information needed. So if we want to see what is display anomalies, you can go here and search as PFTV dot. So display anomalies, I spelled it wrong here. So you can see here it gives some information about what the display anomalies does. Okay, this is the command we are using it. Same wise for validate statistics here. So here uh, the company schema we are getting the feature. Same way you can find to get the feature display distribution constraints, get domain value append date anomalies. Validate statistics for the evaluation data. No analysis. So look at it. We verified the training and evaluation of consistent. Now schema environments. Let's see. Any anomalies is provided. Yes, in tips column drop, column is completely missing. You can go through what we are going to do in this next step. Or let's see. Now check all the features by default in both training and service environments. Enter no anomalies. Now you can check for drift and skew. You can go through this information. There is a L infinity distance. You will understand what that means. So this is called just this distance. This is pure of mathematical. So You should have keep a look at it. In skew, schema, skew, feature skew, distribution skew, skew anomalies, payment type is getting a feature. Skew comparator 0.01 is a threshold, and also similarly for drift. So let's see how this goes. The alien information distance is providing. This training solving skew. Now let's finally get the schema. Let's freeze the type. Okay, you can go through this. You can pause the video and complete it. So the default environment training skew. So looks good. We are with the end of this session. I don't have anything here. See, out of 2 hours, as we didn't discuss anything theoretical or technical, we didn't have able to function. But I suggest you to download the file that is provided, the notebook, and go through the notebooks. All the information is provided in this thing, and then get yourself. There are various sources available in the market. Get yourself familiarized. My intention is to uh, just to give a glimpse of how it looks in the Google Cloud and where you can find this and successfully execute it with the steps provided. Yes, thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye.